think at that point in my life, I was just completely fed up. I had gotten to a point where it was kind of enough was enough. I sat in most of the time, didn't go out, didn't go shopping, never felt comfortable in myself, but was tired of giving out about it and not doing anything about it. I just kind of stayed away from most things, stayed away from parties, stayed away from everything. And I just thought, well, I don't see the point. If I'm going to continue doing this, I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life, and I'm the only person that can change it. So I think enough was when I decided to change it around. I found out about the New You plan through a friend of mine, Sam. I think the first time I seen her, we were out, and I hadn't seen her in a couple of months, and she was just a completely different person. Looked absolutely amazing, and I asked her about we only spoke briefly, and then we met up again, and she showed me pictures, and I was literally overwhelmed by them. And these were pictures that she had put up on the website herself, because she was telling me about the New You, and we organised to meet up so she could go through with me how to order, how to do everything. But I think it was just, it had only been a few months since I'd seen her, but her transformation was amazing. And I was at that point in my life that I thought I needed to do something like that. And my favourite products on the New You plan would have been, I'm a real shake girl. I was always into my shakes. Vanillas were my favourite until they brought in the mint choc, and then I was absolutely obsessed with them. But my breakfast every morning was a vanilla shake with a spoonful of coffee. Kept me going until I got home from work. Loved the pasta carbonara and the pasta broccoli and our bars. It was always it was like a treat for me at night before I went to bed, a lemon yogurt bar or any of the wafers. So just absolutely amazing. But I think, like, what I found so easy about it is that it is structured. It was so easy, rather than coming home and thinking about, what am I going to eat today, and how many carbs is in this, and how many calories is in that. I was never able for them kind of things. It just annoyed me. I wasn't able. It was there for me. It was ready to go. I didn't have to look it up. I just knew. And like most of the time, what I'd do is I'd set out my 4 products for the day, so I knew, right, this is when I'm going to have that. And it was just so easy, because I just come home from work. There was no preparing. There was no nothing. It's like, right, off I go. That's grand. Obviously the first couple of days is so hard, but once you get past that, there's nothing better than the feeling of ketosis. It's just, you're full of energy, you feel good in yourself. It's an amazing feeling. Like, even, it's a slim feeling. I don't know why. When you get up out of bed, you know you're in ketosis. It's just that kickstart. It just keeps you going the whole time. But I think it was the structure to it that made it easy for me, that I knew how to do it, when to do it, but the taste as well. I've done things like that before, food or total food replacement diets, and they were just, not nice. I wouldn't have been able to do it if they didn't taste so good. And I have to say, I was shocked with most of the stuff, that, oh my God, this is actually really, really tasty. Especially the mint choc shakes. Oh my God, I died and went to heaven when they came in. They were the best, tip top. When I first started the diet, I was 184 pounds. I was a size 16 going into a size 18. I suppose. And then I started on the diet. I think I'm now down to a size 12, sometimes in a size 10, which is amazing. I never thought I'd be in a size 10 in my life. I don't think I ever was in a size 10, maybe when I was age 10. But so I'm now 139 pounds. The lowest I ever got down to was 135. I don't know what my BMI is, but it's healthy anyway. So I'm fairly happy with where I am now at the moment. I have to stay there. I think the Secret Slimmers is probably one of the key to this whole diet. Obviously, everything else is, it has to be in your mindset. You have to want to do it. All of that, you have to be determined. But Secret Slimmers is probably the best. I've done other diets where you go and you stand on scales and people clap you and stuff, and then you go home and that's grand. But it's constant. It's there all the time. Whenever you're feeling low, whenever you're feeling great, And it's so easy, like this day and age, everybody's on Facebook. I'm never off Facebook. The ads in the middle of television, whatever, of your favourite programme, you go on Facebook. So I probably look at Secret Slimmers or comment on Secret Slimmers every day, or just read other people's posts to keep me going. And I honestly don't think I would have been able for this diet if that page wasn't there, because everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's so good. You start to get to know people even though you've never ever met them, and you'll chat to them when they're online, or and you know I've made friends through Secret Slimmers. Not just we're friends on Facebook now, and I think when you're at your lowest, it's great to have the page there, and when you're at your highest, the support is amazing. I've kept the weight off now for a year and a half. I think when I finally did get down to the weight that I wanted to be at, something had clicked in my mind. I will never ever go back to that weight again. It is very important to me now because I am happy now. So, but everything changed for me with the exercise and with the way I eat. I honestly think even when you're eating fatty foods or takeaway foods or any of that kind of stuff, sluggish food like that makes me sluggish, makes me miserable. It's eating the healthy stuff, preparing the food, doing stuff like that. It gives me more energy. It makes me happier. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, I have my days when, you know, I'd want to order something bold or whatever. But if I ever find myself getting to a point where, no, I have like a point on the scales that I don't let myself get to. And if I start coming up to that point, I'll go back on New You for a week or two. I start feeling brilliant again, and then that kicks me back into the healthy living. But there's it's just that number on the scales that I will not allow myself to ever go past. I think sometimes my brain hasn't really caught up with where I am at the moment. Like I go clothes shopping and I still pick up the bigger sizes. It's like drilled into my head. It's only when I actually go into the changing rooms and it doesn't fit me, and I'm shocked that I have to go out and actually get another size, because I never thought I'd be a size 12 or a size 10. So it's just amazing to be able to say, or even just to, you know, when they ask you, do you need any help? And I would always say, no, I'm fine. And I never, because it was always, can you get me the bigger size in this? Now, when it's, do you need any help? It's like, yeah, can you get me a size 10? And I'm only too delighted to go, yeah, excuse me, I need your help there. So because it was always, can I have a size 18? So I used to kind of stay away from asking for help. I just did it myself because it was too embarrassing. But now I love that feeling. I absolutely hated shopping. I used to think I hated shopping. I had times when I cried in the changing rooms. Whew, it was horrible. But now to be able to go into any shop and try on clothes, there's nothing better than that feeling. It is amazing. My life now is completely different to my life 2 years ago, even just as simple as with my son. I brought my son on his first holiday last year to Spain. I have never been on a son holiday in my whole entire life. Even with the girls, I always made excuses. I never went. That was kind of my main goal as well, to get the weight down when I brought him away on holidays, but just to even get into a swimsuit and play with my son and do things with my son and not be worrying that other people were looking or telling him he had to go and play with his daddy while mommy sits over here in the shade, or even just things like that. Like, it's just, I would have never done things like that. And I mean, going out to exercise, no, I was always afraid that people were looking at me, and you just get yourself into a vicious circle then. It's like, I'm too fat to go out and run, but I'm fat because I'm not running. So it's just, you hide away. But now it's like I'm out, I'd say 2 or 3 times a week. I don't care what people think of me because I'm happy. So it's not even, and I'm happy because I did this, but it's not even, I'm confident and I love going out. And sometimes when people say to me, oh my God, he's looking at you or they're looking at you, and I'm like, no, they're not, because I'm still don't feel like that, but I'm happy in myself. It's the best thing I ever did. If I had one regret, it was that I spent most of my life overweight, that I didn't do this before, because it has completely turned my life around for me. Today, the photo shoot was probably the weirdest of the best experience I have ever had. This isn't the run of the mill for me. I mean, trying on the clothes was amazing. Again, I picked up a size 14 dress. I tried it on. Ruth said no, go for a smaller size. I put the 12 on, go for a smaller size. The 10 was bang on. And again, I was absolutely delighted, but it was like going through rails, going, ooh, look at this, look at it. It was amazing. But it was just a totally different experience getting people to take my picture, telling me what way to pose. And when Monday to Friday I'm sitting in a bank, giving people mortgages, dealing with loans, turning people down for loans, literally that grim face all day long because you're in the bank and everybody hates you. But no, it was a lot different standing there having to pose like something out of Madonna or something. But yeah, it was definitely different. Good day, brilliant day. I honestly think if is people out there that are even considering doing New You because they were in the same frame of mind that I was in when I started it, the only advice that I can say is to just do it. It is the best thing that I ever did. Again, my biggest regret is that I spent my whole late teens and 20s overweight compared to how happy I am now. I don't see the point if you're going to cry and moan and you're going to be sad and miserable. Nobody's going to change it but you. And I think you just need that initial kick up the bum to do it, because the best thing about it as well is, my first week on New You, I lost 9 pounds. If I hadn't lost that much and stood on those scales and got that shock, it completely spurred me on and made me think this is the most doable thing ever. Because when you're looking at how much you have to lose and you have something like that in the first week, it will spur you on. And the more you lose and the more happier you start feeling in yourself, it just clicks in your mind then, and you know that you can do it. So I honestly think anybody that's like, no, I can't, it's too hard, I've way too much to lose, it doesn't matter, I'll just live with the way I am. If you're happy, okay, but if you're not and you're miserable and you're actually thinking about doing a diet, you wouldn't be thinking about doing that diet unless it was something that you wanted to change in yourself. And the only thing I can say is, if I can do it and be as happy as I am now, then anybody should do it. Don't waste any more time, it needs to be done.